On Wednesday, July 23rd, Latvia's National Armed Forces announced that it had signed a deal with the company VR Cars for the purchase of light tactical vehicles, which it refers to as the VRF, a name which itself comes from the name of the platform, the VR Fox. Sargs.LV says that the initial plan is to purchase one batch of more than 30 VRF vehicles and that the National Armed Forces could receive the first vehicles in early 2027. First off, we have to say that this isn't exactly new news, as we have known for a few months that a deal for 30 vehicles was in the works. Indeed, it was in November 2024 that the Defence Post reported that Latvia's Ministry of Defence had received approval to purchase over 30 VR Fox light tactical vehicles for the armed forces. But now, the difference is that it looks like the contract has been officially signed. Sargs says that with the inclusion of the contract, full-scale production of military all-terrain VRF vehicles is being launched in Latvia. This move is set to promote both the security of supply chains and the development of the Latvian defence industry by involving local companies in the production of component spare parts. Minister of Defence Andris Spruds was quoted as saying, "The signed contract for the supply of Latvian-made VRF vehicles to the National Armed Forces confirms how important the industry's support is for defence industry companies and innovations. VR Cars has received a grant from the ministry. The armed forces have consulted the company and tested the vehicle prototype, as a result of which they have recognised it as meeting the needs of the National Armed Forces." The journey of VR Cars to get to this point has been a long one. Back in 2020, the company applied for a grant competition from the Ministry of Defence to support the development of military or dual-use products. The aim of the competition was to develop a new prototype of a tactical vehicle in accordance with the requirements of the National Armed Forces. In fall 2022, the company presented its prototype vehicle, the VR Fox. The design was developed in consultation with the National Armed Forces and took into account the geographical conditions of Latvia. While no monetary amount was made public for this contract signing, we know that an initial batch of 30 VRFs will be purchased. As mentioned at the introduction, the first vehicles are expected to be delivered to the armed forces in early 2027. Some have criticized the platform as being too light and unprotected. However, the prototypes often shown are just one variant, one specifically used for reconnaissance units and special forces. As we mentioned in a previous video about the VR Fox, different variants are in the works, including those with doors and armor. It's our understanding that this vehicle will somewhat take the role of Latvia's aging Humvees, a light tactical 4x4 used for rapid and agile transportation. It's certainly less of a fighting vehicle than compared to the larger and more armored platforms used by the country's armed forces. So, with the contract signed, we look forward to seeing the VRF being produced and delivered to Latvia in about a year and a half. What do you think of the potential of this vehicle? Let us know by leaving a comment.